Hello everyone and welcome to a new unboxing video, and today we have the RG35XXSP from 2 Retro. Thank you guys so much for sending me this awesome console to unbox and review, and I'm very excited to see what we got going on here. So this is a retro handheld that has a bunch of games on it loaded, and it looks just like a Game Boy SP, which is pretty cool. So here is what's inside of the box. Here's the console and some kind of pad for protection. And I got the gray color, which is the classic Super Nintendo color. You can see that. Very beautiful. Love it. And the Super Nintendo is actually one of my all-time favorites, and I had to get this colorway, so works out great. So there's the battery compartment back there, and it has 4 left and right buttons. So yeah, the console feels very nice, very smooth. Love it. And it shuts pretty solid for the most part. Love that. Opens up very nice. And thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate you watching my content. We have a couple of wipes, a little instruction booklet. Let's see how this looks. So let's see, we have common settings, game settings, main interface operations, indicator lights, game buttons, emulator shortcuts, online play, and game import. So this does connect to Wi-Fi. That is pretty awesome. And I believe this is a screen protector. Yep. Which we'll install later. We're not going to do that right now because that's just going to take way too long. And I believe this is our USB-C cable. There it is. Just a regular old USB-C cable, nothing special here. So the screen is 3.5 inches. It's an IPS full viewing angle, OCA full lamination, 6040 by 480. The CPU is H700 quad-core ARM Cortex-A53 at 1.5 gigahertz frequency. The GPU is a dual-core Mali-G31MP2. Looking at RAM, it's LPDDR4 at 1 gigabytes, and the storage that we're looking at here is 64 gigabytes. The system it's running off is Linux, and it does have Wi-Fi, which connects to 2.4 and 5G. There's also Bluetooth 4.2, but this only works with the Bluetooth controllers. And this device is multimedia, meaning that the video player supports all sorts of different formats, and the games that are supported are ported games and other 30+ emulators. Supports users to download games in related formats themselves. The battery is polymer lithium battery at 3300 milliamps, lasting 8 hours. And charging, you're looking at 5 volts, 1.5 amps, and it supports a C2C charger. So before we power this guy up, we're just going to take a closer look at it. On this side we have our volume buttons. On the right side we have our power button and some kind of like reset button there. And 2 indicator lights right there. Here we have our 4 L and R buttons left and right, our USB-C charge, and HDMI input. Very nice. On the back we have a battery cover. On the front we have 2 SD card slots and a headphone jack. Perfect. So let's see what we got going on here. Hopefully it's charged. Oh, it's not. There we go. I was gonna be a little disappointed if I had to wait like 20-30 minutes to power it on. So this feels great. I love the size of this little console already. And I'm wondering what kind of interface it's going to be using to display all the emulators and ROMs and stuff like that. And we're going to bring up the volume. You can see right there upper right hand corner, volume, and the battery indicator. So for our options, we have game rooms, RA game, app center, favorites, history, search, settings, and that's it. So let's do RA game. So here is our different options. We have PSP, PlayStation, Nintendo DS, Nintendo 64, Open Bore, not sure what that is, Dreamcast, Atari 2600, Atomis Wave. Then we have CPS1, 2, 3, FB Neo, Famicom, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and there's 5 pages of different emulators. I'm hoping that, you know, we have games in each one of these, because sometimes some of these retro consoles will provide so many emulators, but like no games for 20% of them. So I'm curious to see what we got going on here. So yeah, MSX, Naomi, Super Nintendo, Sega, Pico, Neo Geo. Let's see, Arcade, Swan, and ports. Very nice. Comes out of the box just like this with the interface, all the emulators and all the games pre-installed. And if you'd like to add more to them, it's very easy to do. Game Boy Color, we have 365. Wow, that's crazy. Moving on to Game Gear, 328 titles. Game & Watch. Wow, there's 48 of those. So yeah, those are all the games. Let's go back and check out the game rooms. And it's showing you the different emulators here. App Center. We have music, video, ebook, file manager, apps, and expert. So let's take a look at apps. No, nothing there. Let's take a look at video. And let's go in here. So there's probably no video except for the, oh, I guess there's that video. And it's about the console itself. Alright, so there's a couple of magnets up in the front, which gives it that nice, clean, closing, crispy sound. So I pressed that button. That takes us to the menu. Let's close the app. Let's take a look at, let's see, history, search, settings. Let's take a look at settings. So system information. So some of the things I'll have to say that you'll probably have to go into settings to change a couple things. For example, the PSP, we all know that it has its special little analog, and I'm trying to play Vice City here and I can't really move back and forth with the D-pad. So for someone who's not really knowledgeable about homebrew and how these retro handheld consoles work, you'll have to go into the settings to change it so that you can use the D-pad instead of the analog, because it's not supported. We'll have to go into settings somehow to change that, and you'll want to refer back to the little guide here. So there you have it, guys. That is the unboxing of the RG35XXSP by 2 Retro. Please make sure to check them out in the link down below and let me know what you think of this little console. I'll be doing a lot more tests, a lot more gameplay with this in the coming weeks, so make sure to subscribe if you're interested in looking at all of that, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.